welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Tadpole MMA, another breakdown of a UFC event. This weekend we've got Marina Rodriguez versus Michelle Waterson, the late minute main event, essentially. This whole card feels like it's been thrown together real late minutes, so lots of guys coming in off minimal training camps. Hopefully they were staying in shape if they are the fighter that I'm selecting. As of last week, a quick recap, we went down 3 units from a betting perspective. From a verdict perspective, also incredibly poor. We failed to attain a badge. We went 1 correct prediction, 3 incorrect predictions, and then the draw between Cutelaba and Dustin Jacoby, which was gross. I was on Cutelaba, so ended up being lucky with the draw, perhaps. Even though I thought it was a clear 10-8 first round and then the next 2 to Jacoby. As for my best call of the night, it's got to go to the 1 correct prediction, right, which was Merab Dvalishvili, which sucks because that wasn't really a crazy call. He was a heavy favourite. But yeah, that had to be my best. As for my worst call, a few you could take your selection from, but I'm going to say Cub Swanson. I was pretty happy taking Cub in that spot. I did not believe in Giga Chikadze, and he was put away so quickly. He was trying, he was either way out or way in, but didn't matter. Giga caught him with a fucking amazing body shot and put him down. You just cannot take those if they get you right. And props to Chikadze. And if he does step up again and fight very soon, I am excited to see who against. As for this week, I've actually gone all out. I've got 5 single bets plus the multi on this card, and we're going at odds. So without further ado, let's go. At the bottom of the verdict card, we've got Amanda Hebert versus Angela Hill. Amanda, 1.54 times and $1.50. Angela Hill, 2.85 times and $2.46. So really closely represented there at the bookies and at verdict. As for Amanda Hebert, when you look at her statistics, her striking defense numbers are really high, and I just don't know how. I have no idea how. She's got no head movement at all. Marina Rodriguez put that fucking thing on a swivel last time out, jabbed her the fuck up, face looking a mess, as it has done in her previous bouts. That was no surprise. So yeah, as for her striking defense statistics, fuck knows, because she gets hit for fun. As for where she gets it done, her submission grappling is really good. She's going to be the better submission grappler here for sure. Angela Hill does not have subs, 0 career submissions. The thing is Amanda going to be able to get this fight to the ground? And when I ask myself that question, I'm really not sure. Because Angela Hill, she is a strong wrestler. She's really come into her realm that way. Her takedown defense, it doesn't read very prettily, but it is solid, and her scrambles once down are also good, which was on display against Ashley Yoder, who is also a good submission grappler, probably not at the same level of Amanda Hebert, but still quite high. And when it comes to Angela on the ground, she has been submitted twice. So that is the problem. It is the worry going into this bout, because Amanda's got 4 submission wins and she's nasty on the deck. In terms of their skill sets on the feet, neither girl really kicks that much, but Angie's definitely got the better boxing. As I alluded to, I think Amanda's defense is fucking shit. So Angela also has the better defense, and as a counter or as a adjunct to that, she's got better movement as well. Neither of them have crazy power. This is the women's strawweight division, after all. Angie has better durability. Amanda Hebert has been knocked out twice. It's Angela Hill by a decision at 3.91 times. That's my verdict call. I do like Amanda Hebert. She hasn't fought the same level of competition as Angela Hill. I know Amanda has a really impressive win over Mackenzie Dern. That was Mackenzie's first fight post-pregnancy. Little question mark over that one. there's no questioning this girl's good, but so is Angela. Angela Hill's record stinks, but she has fought at the top of this division for a long, long time, and she really put it together over the last couple of years. Really hard done by in her last two to not scrape a win out of either of those, both being really close decisions to Gedalia and Michelle Waterson. The Gedalia loss was a robbery, and the Waterson one, more understandable, but Angela Hill, very good account of herself. She's got the cardio, and as an underdog in this spot, I like her to take down Amanda Hebert, who was knocked out in January. So, let's go Angie. Next fight along, Diego Ferreira versus Gregor Gillespie. Diego 3.34 times and $2.47. Gregor coming back 1.43 times and $1.50. I really love both of these fighters. Diego's made such improvements in the stand-up. His boxing used to be really average. He came into the game as a submission grappler, BJJ, really strong BJJ. But, credit to him, he has improved a lot. He still doesn't kick very much, but, he's an adept counter-striker. He can whip them hooks across on the back foot, likes to get forwards, get on the front foot as well and pour the pressure on. But he is susceptible to being pressured as well, and he does seem to be at a strength disadvantage somewhat in his matchups. And that is where Beneil Dariush really just got the better of him in that last fight. It was a close fight, but Beneil just won all of those exchanges where they got their hands on each other. And to an extent as well, whenever Diego was on the back foot, Dariush was landing his shots at will and then getting in on the hips, and Diego really didn't have an answer for him in that. Beneil poured it on him. As for Gregor, I think he's seriously good. He was starched by Kevin Lee, but he's taken an adequate amount of time off. And his foundation, his fundamentals is the wrestling, D1 wrestler, pedigree. He's so elite, and he's a volume grappler, efficient with his takedowns, but he will just go back to the well with it. He's so tenacious, averages over 7 takedowns per 15 minutes. And in terms of the striking, he's reliable enough up there as well. Both of these guys striking were their kind of second skills, second facets in an MMA sense. So neither of them that slick. But, Gillespie, he manages to move quite well laterally. His defense is good enough to miss big shots, because Diego, he's not that strong straight down the pipe. The question you have to ask yourself here is, with Gregor Gillespie and his wrestling game and the fact that he's going to go to it, is it good enough to remain safe from Ferreira's BJJ? Because I think that's where this fight plays out. And in terms of my answer for that question, I think yes. Gregor Gillespie's positioning on the ground is great. If he doesn't like it, he is more than happy to let his opponent regain their feet and then set up that next one, set up the mat return, and just avoid dangerous spots and then get to work. His ground and pound, he's busy. He's busy from top, and I actually like him to finish this fight. It's probably an unfavourable call with the public opinion, but I think he's going to be able to get this to the ground. Like I said, kind of smother Diego. I think he's going to be stronger than Diego, like Beneil showed that he was, and work to a dominant position and ground and pound his way to a second round finish at 6.08 times. I think that's a little bit overs. Gregor, I think he's only won 6 wins by knockout, 5 by sub, and only the 2 via decision. So very short on the decision, but this man gets it done. He doesn't settle for a points fight, and I like that call, even though I really like Diego Ferreira, man. Anyway, next fight, an absolute showcase in the heavyweight division. We've got Maurice Green, the crochet boss, versus Marcos Rogerio de Lima. Maurice Green 1.81 times and $2.54. De Lima 2.23 times and $1.48. So our first misrepresentation on the night between verdict and the bookies. And I'm going to come out and say the bookies have probably got this one more correct than verdict, or so the public. And if you didn't get or didn't read through the sarcasm, this is a anti-showcase of the heavyweight division. This is a sloppy fucking fight. Maurice Green, you know, he's been very active. He's earned my respect somewhat, but the way he presented himself on The Ultimate Fighter, man, he is a fucking loose cannon. Getting blank every night in the house, before training, fucking before fights, trying to cut down the grog, so smoking cigarettes. Fuck, man, his mindset is not where it needs to be a fucking elite athlete. And he may have skill, he's got a mad kickboxing background, and he's a fucking huge guy. But Jesus, man, this is the UFC. What the fuck are you doing here? And look, it's been 3 years or so since that tough season. He might have made adjustments and changed out of the cage behaviours, but like, I don't know. Anyway, Rogerio de Lima, he's an absolute liability on the ground. He's got 5 submission losses in his career. And Maurice Green, you know, he's got that kickboxing background, but he's shown that he is nasty on the floor. 5 of his wins via submission. The thing is with Maurice, man, Big Mo, he's got no takedowns. His submissions have literally come from being taken down or being knocked down, which could be live. I mean, De Lima's got good hands, but fuck risking a prediction on a bloke being knocked down to then triangle someone off his back. Or in that Jan Vellante fight, literally Vellante tapping to exhaustion with Maurice fucking hugging him between his tits on the fucking ground. Oh my god. Anywho, you know, Maurice is a big guy. He's going to be at a big reach and height advantage, but his range management is shit. He does throw the teep up, he does jab out, but he doesn't assert it. You know, he'll throw it and let you know. But then that big right overhand's coming and he's fucking shelling up, getting that on the chin. He lets guys inside often, and De Lima, as much as he might not be a high-level heavyweight, he does have good enough forwards movement. Straight line, sure, but he gets inside, he's got good enough hands to work inside range. He also has leg kicks. That's going to be on, and it's going to help him get inside. This is just some low-level shit. Maurice is kind of durable, so is fucking De Lima aside from the submission game. Rogerio de Lima via a decision at 8.46 times. Done. Spoke for way too long over that fight. Next fight, actually excited. Neal Magny versus Jeff Neal. We've got Neal Magny 2.07 times and $2.54. Jeff Neal 1.94 times and $1.48. Now, I'm going to be completely transparent with you guys. Those of you that have been following for a few videos know I've introduced a formula, kind of calculating verdict odds as opposed to bookmaker odds, and trying to make break-even prices based on a verdict price that will profit money based on their bookie price. Probably explain that like shit, but if you have any questions, ask me in the comments. I'll be happy to try and get it out in writing. It might come off a little smoother. But anyway, that brings me to this fight. I love Jeff Neal here. He's huge value on verdict. When I saw this fight, I thought he was going to win it. But the formula, man. The fucking formula. It puts Magny at a 50% edge on his current price right now. And for that reason, I'm going to bet him. And I'm going to put all my eggs in one basket as well. And I'm also going to predict him. You know, Magny, he had his worst performance in his career last fight against Michael Chiesa. And it's different styles here, but it's not the ideal form guide. And, you know, Jeff Neal did get worked by Wonderboy in his last fight, but I'll let that one slide a little bit more because Wonderboy is such a good striker. He's got fucking amazing distance management, and anyway, I'll let it go. But fuck, man. Oh, this is a tough fight because I'm taking Magny. He is a massive frame. He's a tricky frame. His distance management is not great. Nowhere near what Wonderboy's is. He's very susceptible to the looping overhand, which is going to be hot and heavy from Jeff. You know, Jeff Neal doesn't kick a lot. Magny kicks more, but he's going to go to the legs here as well. Chop down the longer guy. And I don't know. I just see Jeff Neal working the legs, pressuring Magny and knocking him out within 2 rounds. But I need to argue something for Magny here to just settle myself on this pick. And the things I can think of is he's a strong guy. He is a big guy. His clinch game is really good. Similar to a few other guys on this card, he's either going to have to be at range or at clinch distance. In the middle is where Jeff Neal is going to light him the fuck up. Cardio, I'd have to say Neal Magny is going to have a cardio edge. Advantage the longer this lasts. Jeff Neal has actually battled another septic infection this year. You know, he had that crazy bloodborne infection that sent him to the ICU for 2 weeks last year. Hence the mad layoff. So again, that was just a few months ago for Jeff. So his conditioning, cardio and training might not have really been there. Jeff Neal sometimes works takedowns into his game. I don't think he's going to be able to take Magny down. Magny's very strong, like I said, incredible in the clinch, a long guy, hard to take down from the clinch because they just always seem to find their feet. So I don't think Neal's body lock trips are going to work like he typically goes to. And in terms of Magny getting takedowns, Jeff Neal's takedown defense is stellar. So reluctantly, I'm taking Neal Magny via decision at 2.6 times, which is a horrible price. It's a public price, but I'm going to back the formula, back it in, not without hesitation, and I will be betting him. And you'll hear about the other bets later on in this card. Anyhow, co-main event, Donald Cerrone versus Alex Morono. Cowboy is 1.4 times and $1.67. Alex Morono 3.49 times and $2.15. This is an epic co-main fight. I'm so glad they slotted Donald back in and got such a hungry, exciting guy like Alex to be his dance partner. Cowboy's an absolute legend. He's very well skilled. His striking setups are really good, especially at range with the kicking game. Combinations are second to none. Both of these guys throw everything in combination. It's very entertaining. We have the potential for an incredibly high volume brawl, technically a technical brawl. Alex Morono is very awkward. He is unathletic. He's as unathletic as they come. But he makes that jerky movement work, and he's got really hard hands. He fucking concrete fist, this bloke. And big knockout power, I must say it. And to be honest, he did put up a good fight against Anthony Pettis in his last fight. He won the first round, got to show off the ground game and the jiu-jitsu, had Anthony in some compromising positions, and just got edged out as the fight went on. But Alex Morono, his BJJ is fucking good. Both of these guys have great BJJ. I don't really see either guy getting submitted. I see it being predominantly a stand-up fight, not really any takedowns for either guy. And as for on the feet, Morono, he's going to have to bring the pressure, which he typically does. He does come out hard. He can fade late in thirds somewhat. That may be accentuated in this fight with the fact that Cowboy had a camp, and I don't know what Morono's been doing. He wasn't in camp though. He may have been training, but yeah, Alex Morono, man, he gets in your face. He gives you no space, and he throws power with everything. He really tries to hurt you. And at this stage, in Donald's career, he's taken so much damage over the last 2 years and against much higher competition than what Alex Morono currently is. But that damage, that was not isolated events. It was every fight he was getting fucked up. And he's an older guy now. The fact that this fight was meant to be against Diego Sanchez, kind of like a ride into the sunset fight to finish your career or begin that career-ending trajectory. I don't think it's a good spot to be taking on Alex Morono, who isn't that young, but he's hungry, and this is a massive scalp for him. Taking Anthony Pettis, that would have been a massive scalp. Didn't play out his way, but he's got 2 legends in a row, and I think he capitalises on this one. And I've got him, and I've got him by first round knockout. Let me check the price on that. Bear with me one moment. But it's good odds. We're taking Alex Morono as a decent underdog here. I think it's a good spot for him. And yeah, the knockout is 8.85 times. So, it's sad to take it, but I think it's a good dog spot. If Donald proves me wrong, I won't even be choked. Love the bloke. Time for the main event. We've got Marina Rodriguez versus Michelle Waterson. Marina Rodriguez 2.06 times, the slight dog on verdict, but $1.42 at the bookies. Michelle Waterson 1.94 times and $2.73. Like I said, these odds are misrepresented, and I think the verdict odds, being almost a pick'em, are way closer to what they should be than what the betting odds are giving us. You look back, their last fights, Marina Rodriguez was $3.66 to beat Amanda Hebert. And now she's $1.42 to beat Michelle Waterson. I took Marina Rodriguez in that last fight, and I took her by knockout at 45.71 times on verdict. Just a quick plug. In such a tough year, you got to blow your own trumpet every now and again. But anyway, this fight is different. Michelle has been there, done that. Amanda Hebert has not. And unlike to Amanda Hebert, Michelle Waterson can match Marina Rodriguez on the feet. There's no doubting now, if there ever was before anyway, but definitely no doubting now that Marina Rodriguez is a phenomenal striker. She's got that Thai background, incredibly light on her feet, great kicks, great movement, vicious knees and elbows. She loves the clinch fight, and great boxing, great straight strikes, lands with accuracy and lands with power. But Michelle Waterson, man, she can definitely match this game at distance with her own kicking game and with her own movement. She's got the karate background. You just have to look at guys like Whitaker, guys like Wonderboy, obviously. With that karate background, their movement is so elite. Their evasiveness, their lateral movement, to stay outside of range, to find that range early, and then get in on their strikes and out on their opponents. Michelle has similar attributes, and this is a chess match on the feet, clashing styles, but similarities throughout. Both of these ladies work the body. I think Michelle Waterson kicks the legs a little more, and yeah, it's close. Stylistically, on the feet, split them. Marina Rodriguez maybe just edges it because of her power advantage. But if you look at the whole game, Michelle Waterson has the ground game and Marina Rodriguez doesn't. And Michelle Waterson goes to it a fair bit. She's got okay wrestling. She can get tricky with her balance offsets and the trips. And then once she's there, her BJJ game is great. And Marina's takedown defense, it's not all there. It isn't. And Michelle Waterson's takedowns aren't the best, but I think that matches up nicely with Marina not being the greatest defensive wrestler herself. Once on the mat, Marina Rodriguez, she gets pretty nasty off of her back. You just have to look at some of her fights, particularly the Carla Esparza one. She gets very busy with elbows from the back, strikes from the back. But it's not in the form of BJJ. and it's not in the form of finding the cage, finding space and scrambling back to her feet. She often accepts the bottom position, and Michelle Waterson is definitely good enough to soak up some control time with that, especially with the veteranship that she brings to the cage now. You know, she's fought 5 rounds twice before, been slated 2 to 3 other times, 4-5. Marina's never been slated to fight 5 rounds. So the experience is there, the conditioning is there, the matchup is close, and as for that, the odds are off. So it's Michelle Waterson for me, man. And I'm going to take her via 4th round submission at 30.01 times. You know, the decision is the no-brainer call if you're on Michelle Waterson, but it's 2.42 times, which is way too short. I think the fact that Marina is a striker and a dangerous one at that, Michelle's game plan is going to be to get this to the mat at some point, you know, where Marina is definitely at her least dangerous. Plus, the 4th round play, it reads into the fact that I don't know how Rodriguez's cardio is going to hold up. You know, she is high action and high movement on the feet. Going into those later rounds, it might not be in her favour. And, you know, Marina Rodriguez, her one career loss was to Carla Esparza, and that was through the grappling. So I like Michelle to take this down and notch her 10th win via submission. You know, 9 pro wins via sub already, so getting 30 times is a great price in my opinion. Whew. Alright, that's the verdict card. We'll wrap it up with some bets now. You've heard the first, and I'm not happy to say it, but it's Neal Magny moneyline, $2.62 over on 365, the current 365? The current best price. And now, here we go. We've got 4 other single plays, all props, because the props are out. This is a late video, and they're all at odds. So, I haven't done this for a while. I've been pretty conservative on the single section. And, not this week. We're going balls to the wall. I'm taking Marcos Rogerio de Lima by points at $6 on 365. The reason I'm taking this bet, the best price on other bookies is $4.50. $6 on 365 is overs. De Lima is a knockout artist. Maurice Green has been knocked out, but this is a low-level fight. They're bringing each other. They're just. It's kind of well matched in how shit they are together. Maurice Green, he does fight through adversity. I don't think he'll go out clean if De Lima does not land a big shot. Look, this isn't a clear victory bet. This one comes with a few hazards, but I think the price is too high, and that's the reason for the play. The next bet, we're taking Alex Morono via a knockout or submission at $6, also on Bet365. I really like him in this underdog spot. Like I said, the decision probably favours him less, as he can tend to fade a little bit, but he is all pressure. He's got a great submission game. Even though I said I don't think either guy gets submitted or this even really goes to the ground, that is a bit of security, knowing that he has that ability and he does hunt the finish. It's the knockout play that I'm really kind of leaning on. You know, Cowboy's been put out a few times, especially recently. Lots of damage recently. Morono hits like a fucking truck. $6, that's handy. The next 2 single plays are from the prelims. So the first one, I'm taking Kyle Dorcas to either knockout or submit Phil Hawes. This channel may as well be the Fade Phil Hawes channel, because I've faded him both times out. Super unlucky with Nasruddin Imavov not to finish this fucking guy in the 3rd round. Oh my god. 5 cage grabs, fence grabs by this motherfucker to survive. Zombie on his feet. No fucking wits about him whatsoever. Just holding the cage for dear life. Imavov, man. Or the ref, man. Fucking hell. Anyway, Kyle Dorcas, he is the favourite. I didn't like that. This is a pick'em fight. Phil Hawes is always going to bring that heat first round. He has massive power. But after that, he is nothing. And Kyle Dorcas has great conditioning. He went 3 hard rounds on fucking 6 days' notice against Brendan Allen. Did lose that fight, but, he was the LFA champion. He's got good stock. He's a BJJ black belt, so if Phil Hawes wants to go to that wrestling, especially if he leans on the wrestling when he's tired and hurt, Dorcas is going to wrap that neck up. He is dangerous down there. And then I also like the knockout. He's a big guy. He's a rangy guy. He's got plenty of tools. I do prefer the submission play, but the knockout there is for security if Phil Hawes just cannot stay on his fucking feet. Baby giraffe legs, this guy, man. When he's on ice skates. He loves getting hurt. And hopefully we see it again this weekend. The last single play. I'm taking Big Ben Rothwell via a knockout at $7 on Sportsbet. Why is this paying $7? Because he's old as dirt. And because he hasn't really slept guys that frequently recently. But $7, man, for a guy who's won 28 of his fights via knockout against Philippe Lins, a major step down in competition. His last 2 fights were OSP and Marcin Tybura. This is Rothwell's last 2 opponents. So, he's been around. He's fought very high-level guys. He's got big power. He's got a great kickboxing game. Philippe Lins, man, he is low volume, very susceptible to the counter shot, shitty defense. 4 of his 5 losses via knockout. These are fucking heavyweights, man. $7 for Rothwell to win by knockout is an amazing price. Go grab that shit right now. I'm telling you. Alright, the multi. Let's rattle this. 4 money lines. Big Ben Rothwell. Please knock him out. Gregor Gillespie. Alex Morono. Michelle Waterson. $22.15 on Ladbrokes. I need not explain further those legs. You heard why I'm on Rothwell, and then Gregor, Morono, Waterson, all within the verdict predictions. I think they are all good value at their prices. Aside from that, guys, that's it. We ran a bit long, over 30 minutes. Shit, I suppose there was 6 fights on the verdict card, so it is what it is. I'm really excited for this week's event. Got plenty of bets laid out now. First time in a month or 2 of us just actually hammering these props. Wish us luck, fading or following. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking verdict-wise. Let's have a chat about it, man. Get me rolled up. It's been a while since anyone's come at me in the comments. Would have been a good time last week because I went shit. So pick your spots. It won't be this week because the Tadpole's on the comeback. See you guys in the next one. Catch up.